You're about to embark on the easiest and most rewarding DIY project ever, Cooper's DIY Beer. Everything you need to make your own great tasting beer is all in your brew kit box. Even if you've had a few DIY disasters in the past, just follow the simple instructions and you're sure to make great tasting beer. Over the next few minutes, we'll take you through getting prepared, cleaning the equipment, mixing the ingredients, adding the yeast, the fermentation period, testing, bottling, and then enjoying your beer. Now, let's get into it. Before you start, gather all the ingredients necessary for your chosen style of brew. Pay particular attention to ingredient best before dates. The fresher the better. Only use water that's free of chlorine odour and is acceptable for drinking. The most common cause for brews to fail is contamination, so all equipment that comes in contact with the brew must be cleaned to remove all visible soiling. Make sure the tap is removed, disassembled and cleaned. Once the equipment looks clean, it should be sanitised with a chemical sanitizer such as Cooper's Sanitizer or a non-scented household bleach. The first time you use your kit, you can just rinse it in hot water. Just remember, whenever you're cleaning your equipment, only use a soft cloth that won't scratch it. Once everything is clean, you can connect your tap, put on your thermometer strip, and you're ready to go. To prepare your mix, first remove the label from the brew can and stand it inverted in hot tap water for 10 minutes or so to soften it. We invert it because that's the end we'll be opening. While the can's warming, pour dry ingredients into the fermenting vessel and add 2 litres of hot water to dissolve. Once the brew can is ready, grab it with a tea towel, open it, pour it in and mix thoroughly. Then add water to the 20 litre mark. Give it a stir and check the brew temperature. To get the brew temperature in the 21 to 27 degrees Celsius range, top up to the 23 litre mark with cold or hot water as required. Getting the temperature right is important, so you might want to do a wet run without ingredients first. At this stage, you might see some particles floating in your brew. Don't worry, we call this cold break and it's totally normal. Now it's time to add the yeast. First fit the Kreuzen collar, then sprinkle the dry yeast evenly over the surface and place the lid on. Even if the temperature is slightly outside the recommended range, it's important to get the yeast in as soon as possible. Next, measure the specific gravity of your brew. To do this, you'll need your hydrometer. Start by drawing the brew from the tap to half fill the sample tube and then discard this first sample. Then draw another sample with enough brew to float the hydrometer. Read the gravity scale at the meniscus of the brew and record. Now we wait while the brew ferments. Just make sure it stays within the recommended temperature range. After 12 to 24 hours, you'll know that fermentation is underway because you'll see foam beginning to occur and the brew becoming cloudy. All you need to do is make sure the temperature is consistent and leave it for a few days. On day 3 of fermentation, or when the foam has subsided, remove the Kreuzen collar for cleaning and replace the lid. It's fine to put your Kreuzen collar in the dishwasher. On day 6, draw another sample out and measure the specific gravity again. If your sample is too foamy, you may need to degas it. Test the specific gravity each day. Final gravity is reached once specific gravity is stable 2 days in a row. This means your brew is ready to bottle. At this point, we recommend you try your brew to check if it tastes and smells okay. If so, you're good to go. To fit your bottling valve, just slip it inside the tap. Now you can easily fill your bottles without having to keep turning the tap on and off. If there's too much foam while bottling, just back the tap off a bit. It's also a good idea to place a container under the bottling valve to catch any drips. Once filled, prime your bottles at the rate of 8 grams per litre. That's 2 carbonation drops for every 740 to 750 ml bottle. Store the bottles at or above 18 degrees Celsius to allow the secondary fermentation to take place. After a couple of weeks, you can stick your bottles in the fridge, get them nice and frosty, then sit back and enjoy your Cooper's DIY beer. If only all DIY projects were that easy.